Now, typically, the athletes that take center stage on the tracker are with their organizations minding their business while we dissect them here with resource people. Well, this time around, we've managed to lure one of them into our studios. I'm talking about none other than TSG Hoffeinheim and Ghana defender Kassim Nuhu. Kassim, it's nice to have you on the tracker.
Thank you.
I like to usually start off these conversations by talking about where you've come from as a person even before you developed into a footballer. And I mean, for those who don't know you, who is Kassim Nuhu? Where have you grown up? Where have you been to basic school? And how have you become the man you are today?
Yeah, it's been a long way, you know. I started playing football through school, like from primary school.
Where was this?
Nurul Islamic. It was like an Islamic school because I'm a Muslim. So
in the northern region?
No, in Kumasi.
In Kumasi, okay.
Exactly. So from there, I started playing football. And then I joined, there was one small club in our area called Palma FC. So I joined this team and then I started playing. And on the way, I stopped playing football because my father was always pushing me to go to school, you know. Yeah. So because my elder brother was playing, so he did not want both of us to play football. So that was the reason why I stopped in the middle. And then after I was schooling alone, and then I came back to play because I was having the talent to play football, and then my father allows me later on to play football. And then I went to Mediama. I played in Palma, and after I came to
hold on there for a second.
Exactly.
Now, usually, the neighborhoods that bred the school that you attended like to claim that Kassim came from their side of town. So, I mean, which part of Kumasi exactly did this school that you attended?
Yeah, it was in Swami.
Swami.
Yeah, and then I went to State Boys.
Okay.
It was also the same as Bantama area. So I went to State Boys, and after I stopped. And then
so this is where you joined your first Colts team?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So from there, and then I stopped in the middle.
Yeah.
And then I started schooling more because my father was telling me to school, and then he brought me to a computer school, and then I started doing my computering, and then from there, I told him, no, I want to play football because everybody was talking about me, that I have the talent to play football. So from there, I joined another team close to my school, so which is State Boys. And there was this team called Ebony FC, so I joined this team. So I started playing from there, and then we went to Middle League. And then after Mediama saw me playing for this club, and then they said they want me. So I went to Mediama when they was in 2nd division.
Let's talk a little bit about your evolution as a young footballer. Did you always start off as a centre-back, or maybe you were something else and then somebody gave you direction before you evolved into the position you're playing now?
Yeah, really. I was a midfielder when I started, I started playing as midfield, and then I went to Mediama, and then I changed to defense. And after I came back to midfield by Bashir Hayford, he changed the system again, so he brought me to midfield. So from there, I started playing midfield again. So under 20, I was playing as a midfielder. Yeah. So I went to Spain, and then after I changed again to centre back.
I mean, when you envisioned your dream as a footballer, did you think that you were going to be a centre back or a midfielder? I'm sure you thought you were scoring goals and celebrating and whatnot.
Exactly. Yeah, I was a midfielder who can score also. So I was scoring from behind also when I was in Mediama. So from there, I was like, okay, because I'm having this talent to play as a midfielder, and all the coaches were telling me to play midfield because they know I have I like too much having the ball on my feet. So that was the reason why they always push me to come as a midfielder. But when I went to Europe, it changed, and then it came to defense.
Interesting. Now, let's talk about the individuals that made it possible for you to move from Mediama to, say, your first team in Europe. I'm not even talking about the officials that brokered the deal or anything, but the people who have taken care of you, who have given you advice, maybe the person who was with you at the airport when you made your first travel. Can you walk us through how that felt for you when you were making your first move out to Europe?
Yeah, really important. I would say, first of all, my brother and my father was always there.
That's Ahmed.
Yeah, exactly. Ahmed Adams of Protocol. So he was always there for me. And then I have the team I played from Coast, which is Palma FC.
Yeah.
The manager was always also behind us. Until now, he's our manager who is always supporting us here in Ghana, which is Bozin Alassane. And then I'll give a very big thanks to Moses Amapaka, which is the founder of Mediama.
Yeah.
He was amazing to me since I went to Midiama till today. We still have contact, and then we talk. All these people were supporting me from behind, and then it leads to this amazing.
Let's discuss now your arrival in Europe for the first time. You arrived first. You are a stranger to the place. I'm sure you are a little confused about where you are. How was that like? Who picked you up from the airport? Was the first place you went to?
Yeah, because finally when I was supposed to leave Midiama, I was supposed to go by free agent, because I couldn't finish I finished everything with Midiama and I did not want to continue because I wanted to travel. So it was a very long story with me and Midiama and all those stuff. So I get this agent, which is the agent of Thomas Partey.
Oh.
Yeah, we have the same agent. And Thomas introduced me to this man. First of all, a guy who was playing in Midiama also, Tanko Mohammed, introduced me to this agent. And then they said, okay, we want to bring him to Spain. And then they do everything. They do the documents, everything for me. And then they brought me to Spain. So the first time was...
This was Osasuna?
No, Leganes.
Leganes. Yeah. Leganes. Yes, you mentioned, I remember in our previous conversation about your stint with Marco Asensio. We'll get to that in a bit. But again, people always try to paint agents as bad people. And that's why I'm doing this. What was his role from getting you, once you got into Spain, getting you to settle down in the country, getting you to possibly meet officials of the club you were going to play for? How did he make all these processes easier for you?
Yeah, I think he did a very good job. Before even for me to leave Ghana to Spain, everything was already done.
Wow.
So I get there. Even the day I landed, I had just 6 hours to prepare to go and play a game for Leganes.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
so literally the team were already expecting you to wear your jersey and just get on with it.
So I just landed in the morning, so I had 6 hours to rest, and then I had a game in the evening. So everything was prepared, and then they were some of the fans were even at the airport waiting for us. So the agent was there also. He picked me with his car, and then we went direct to the house I was going to stay. And the same house was Thomas also was.
Wow.
So we were. So I did not feel like.
How amazing was that?
So it was like a bit okay for me, and then so I played my first game that night.
Yeah.
As soon as I arrived, and then I think from there the agent was, for me, he's a father to me, so I always...
How did you do in your first game? Just landing 6 hours, you barely know the city, you barely know the players. How does it feel when you are thrown into a game situation like that?
Yeah, it was a little bit complicated because, first of all, I don't speak Spanish. And then I don't know anybody. And then it was a little bit complicated for me. But as we know, all football have its own language, so it's like, okay, we all play to as the way you stand, you get the ball and everything. So I think this was the good thing for me because all the players, even though I don't know them, but they received me very well. And then I think this game was my first game, but I played 45 minutes for the club, and then it was okay for the coach.
Nice. Now, overall, how would you describe your time with Leganes and your time in Spain? The lessons you learned, your challenges. How would you put all that together?
It was a bit... in Leganes, I spent...
How old were you then?
I was 17, 10, 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think from Leganes, I played just 6 matches. Because I went first time for trial, and I played that night, and then they see that, I can join the team. So from there, they made all the documents for me to stay in Spain. So I played my first game against Real Madrid Castilla. I remember. So I was playing as a midfielder that game. And then we had a red card in 15 minutes, which was the centre-back. So the coach told me to go and play as a centre-back. And then I went to centre-back position. And then I think from there, the agents of Mallorca saw me playing as a centre-back. So they were in need of centre-back. So they requested me that they want me to come and play for them. So from there, the position changed from midfield to centre-back. So because they bought me as a centre-back. So I went to Mallorca playing by centre-back. That's why.
Now, just let's touch on that Mallorca things briefly before we move on. You were telling me that it was a very eye-opening point for you in your career. This is where you said you came across Real Madrid wonder kid Marco Asensio. Now, what was it like for you, one, as a youngster, trying to find your way with other talented youngsters like Asensio in the mix? Like, what was it like for all of you relating and trying to find your way?
It was amazing because we're having that time a lot of good players in the youth team. You know, Alex Moreno of Real Valladolid. Yeah, he was part of this youth team. So I think we're having a very good youth team. So that season we promoted the team from third division, which is Tercera in Spain, to Segunda B. So I think we were having a very good team. So we met a very good, fantastic players also like Marco Asensio, which was one of the key players in the team. You know, so I would say we were having a very good team.
I was listening to an interview from another player not too long ago, and he said that for young Ghanaian players who usually go outside of the country for trials and whatnot, some of their biggest fears or some of the biggest mishaps is to do with culture, and that's the fact that they play a game on trial and they are too shy to ask their coaches for feedback. They are too timid to ask about what I did wrong and what I didn't do wrong. In that spell for you, what was it like, your relation with your coaches? Were you going to them for feedback? Were your senior players the ones who were directing you a lot more? Where were you getting your guidance from?
I would say the first time I get the opportunity to play for the first team, it was a certain coach called Valedi Calpin, former player of Celta and all this. Yeah, and he was really nice to me, you know. And even I will not go to him to ask. He will tell me my mistakes from the training grounds before even the game. So he was always behind me because he said he promoted me to the first team. So he wanted me to get stable in the first team. So he was always behind me, pushing me. So I think he helped me a lot. But on the way, I think when he promoted me, in 5 months' time, he was sacked.
Wow.
Yeah. So from there, I was facing a little bit difficulty in the promotion I did. So there was a certain coach who came and he liked old players to play as a centre back, and
he doesn't prefer young.
Exactly. So he was like always pushing me away from the first team and all those stuff. So sometimes I will play for the second team, and then sometimes when he is in need, he called me to come and play for the first team. So I think Calpin was good, but sometimes you don't get everything you want, you know. So this one, I was always talking to him that maybe if he needs, if I'm not doing something well, he can tell me what to do and everything. But because he don't want even to know what I'm doing good or bad, because he don't need me in the first team. So he was always pushing me away from him.
Interesting. I don't know what path or journey mind you had in mind when you first landed in Leganes, but at this point you've already moved club once.
Exactly.
What prompted that move away from where you were? Was it because of the friction with the coach? Was it because of you felt that you probably had spent too much time in Spain, it was time to move on? What were the factors that led to you moving on?
Because I moved from Mallorca because I was not getting playing time. So
as a young player, playing time is essential.
Yeah, because that time I need to play so that people will see me playing and all those stuff, or I will gain experience on the field and I will gain my confidence through playing. So I was in need of this. So I told the coach to let me go. But he don't want me to play and he don't want me to leave also.
How much time did you have on your contract at this time?
I was having, I think, 3-year contract with Mallorca.
Wow.
Yeah, I was having 5 years when I changed to exactly. So I had played already 2 years, so I had 3 years. And I told him, even if you don't want me to play, I can go for loan and then come back when you are in need. But he don't want me to go and he don't want me to play also. So I was like, okay, so I don't know what to do. So I stayed for another 1 season.
Wow.
Which is the third year.
Now, just to expatiate on that, how difficult is that for you? Because, like, one, you have a common agent with Party and they've made settling easier, but you know within yourself that you are good enough to play,
exactly,
and you are not getting the chance to play. So, within that time, what do you spend your time doing? What's your mind state like?
It was really tough for me, you know. As a grown up player coming up, and then I went to a team and I don't get him playing time, and my agent was a little bit far from me, you know, because Mallorca is an island and he have to fly always to come and see me, and he don't have all the time to come and see me because he was also having his job also. So it was a little bit difficult for me, but I think as a as a guy who have traveled from Ghana to go and
you need to be mentally strong.
Exactly, you have to be mentally strong.
Yeah.
So I was having all this, and my brother was always pushing me, because he's here playing and he know how football is, and he was always pushing me behind, telling me, no, I have to do this, keep on training, one day your chance will come and all those stuffs, So I think, because my family was always in support. So I think with this, it was tough for me because I was alone. And then I was always thinking of the situation. But I think, they keep on pushing me, training myself and everything. So when the time came, I think I played 3 years already for them. And then I told them, no, this time I cannot stay anymore. I have to go for another club.
At this time when you were telling them that you had to leave, had your move already been sorted out with Young Boys?
No. I was not having any club.
But you just wanted to go?
Yeah, because I wanted to leave because I don't play, so I just wanted to leave so that anybody will know that I'm on free agent or something like this, But unfortunately, that I think 2 weeks before, we had the first team they played a game against Atletico Bilbao B. So they had, I think, 2 red cards and all those stuff. So the next game was against Osasuna. So I played this game, and there was a certain man from Switzerland who came for his holidays, but he was part of Young Boys. So he just saw me playing for Mallorca, and then he introduced me to Young Boys, and then unfortunately they said, okay, they have to come and then see me playing one game or something like this, or I'll come to Switzerland to train with the team, and after I'll play for Young Boys. That was how it happens.
Nice one. So at this point, you move on to Switzerland. Obviously now you have some experience in Europe. You know how to deal with the systems. How different is the football culture in Spain and the football culture in Switzerland? Just about the little differences.
Yeah, it's totally different, I think the Swiss and the Germans are always the same, They have the mentality of hard working, And in Spain, they believe in quality, They want you to do what you know best or what you have in you. They want you to show them, But in Switzerland and Germany, they are like, they want the hard-working players.
If you apply yourself,
mentality,
you can do it.
Exactly, something like this. So it was a bit different, And the leagues are totally different because in Switzerland they have only 10 teams, and here you have to play 42 games from Mallorca. So it was a little bit different.
Watching your highlights at Young Boys, I could almost say that the league was very easy for you. You seemed to be enjoying yourself. You were scoring goals from your centre-back position. You were venturing into midfield to pass the ball sometimes. What was your biggest challenge as far as playing in the Swiss league was concerned? Was it ever challenging to you? Was there ever a task or something you looked at and said, wow, I'm stuck, or this is immense for me to achieve? Was there any point like that?
I think I would say I was really determined because living from Mallorca, I was not playing, and I was a bit like out of the game
rusty.
For some time. So I was like, okay, this time I don't want to stay out from the game, and I was new in the team. So what do? I have to keep working hard and everything, And I met this coach. He's now in Frankfurt, Adi Huita, which was like the man who introduced me for the club. And then he told me that I want you to be part of my build. He was going to build a new team because he was in need of Young Boys was in need of trophy. So he was going to build a new team because they was having an old team, which is they were having like
most of veterans.
Exactly. So he was building a young team to win trophy for the club. So it was like, okay, now I want you to play, but I want you to work hard. Not that I want you to play and you'll be pampered like you're not going to. You're always in my team, so you don't want to train or something like this. I think that was the secret because I was always training, and
you won the Swiss league. How? I mean, players say that winning changes everything, or winning a championship even changes how you look at yourself as a footballer. How was it like for you when you won the league? What's the feeling like? The fans, even yourself, like your confidence. What was it like?
I would say one of the best moments in my life.
Wow.
Because the club was 32 years without winning trophy.
Wow.
So I think that day we won the trophy was one of the best days for me, you know. And unfortunately, my brother was also there. Yeah, he was invited to come and watch that game, and
fantastic.
Yeah, I was so impressed, you know.
Must have been nice winning a trophy in front of your brother who has supported you all this while.
Yeah. So I was that day I shed tears and everything because it was one of the best days in my life, you know. What
happens after the championship celebrations die down? I mean, do you people go to like dinner with your families? What happens typically?
That day when we won the trophy.
After you had finished celebrating, what happened?
Yeah, we went because we have to show the trophy to the city and everything, you know. And
so you did a victory parade.
Exactly. Yeah. And after we went for team dinner, and after we flight from Switzerland to Barcelona.
Oh.
All the team and
some vacation.
Exactly. We had 4 days to go and just
enjoy the city of Barcelona.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the plan.
Did you go and see the Camp Nou?
Yeah, we went there and then we party a lot and everything because that was the best moment for the club, you know, because we had qualified for Champions League and everything. So they was really happy for what we did for the club.
How difficult a decision is it for you when you have become a key part of a team that has made history, qualify for the Champions League, and then all of a sudden you find out that other teams are interested in your services? At that point, had you started getting interest from teams like Hoffeinheim, and what was the decision process like?
I think even in January, before to go for the second round, there was like 3 clubs which were very, very interested in me, but
had they shown interest before you won the trophy?
Exactly.
So before the season ended, all that they showed interest.
Yeah. And it was very difficult for me that time because I have to help this coach to achieve what he wanted to, and I had to win trophy with the club because we were almost 7 points ahead of Basel. So I was having this feeling that we can win it, and I think that moment I did not want to make a change. So I told these clubs that I have to finish the season with young boys, and after I can continue. And even for me, making a change in winter is sometimes it's not good for me because I think you don't have time to prepare with the club. So that was my reason why I said, let me finish the season with young boys, and then that was why I stayed in young boys for that season.
I'll tell you what, we were monitoring your transfer situation. We knew we had heard undertones that Hoffenheim were interested, but your transfer was literally one of the smoothest and quickest I have seen. I don't know how. Can you walk us through how it happened so quickly? Because a lot of time we hear that a player is going to move tomorrow, he's not moving, today they are doing paperwork. Yours, before I knew, you were sitting at Hoffenheim raising a jersey.
It was smooth because before the end of the season, because we had won the trophy already, and then we had a cup final to play. So I think we had 3 days break, and then they flied me from Switzerland to Germany to just look around the club and everything.
At this point, I want to understand that young boys are agreeing that you should move clubs. And
they didn't
agree.
Yeah, exactly. They did not even know that I was going to Hoffenheim.
Oh, you are kidding.
No, they did
not
know.
In their mind, Kassim is going to come back and play Champions League football.
Exactly, So I went there, and then they introduced me to the coach, and I met the sporting director and everything. And they told me that they want me to come for next season, and if I'm happy to play for them, they're happy to have me in their team. So I think there was the first club who was able to bring me there, and then some clubs also showed interest in me. But because they was the first team which came to me, so I was like, okay, maybe they are the.
Did it? I mean, when you talk about Hoffenheim, Isaac Vossa has played for Hoffenheim. Prince Tego, I think, has played for Hoffenheim. A host of even Gerard Asamoah at a point. Did that have anything to do with you choosing or that making the decision easier for you, or you didn't even think about all that?
Because I thought Vossa was there. And I had this feeling that if Vossa was able to play there and he was successful, always I said we have to look after all those
the people who have done it before.
Exactly. So I think this motivated me to go to Hoffenheim also, and I talked to Vossa himself also, and then he said the club is really good, and they want to. Yeah, I can learn a lot in this club. So if I want, I can go to Hoffeinheim and then help the club also.
Now, we know that most of the time, right, the German teams are known to be very efficient and run very quality organizations. Now, Hoffenheim, it's not in the richest of clubs, but what makes German organizations like Hoffenheim such standout quality in terms of efficiency and how they do their things, based on your experience with them?
Yeah, I would say I've spent 5 months with this club, and it's one of, I would say, through the clubs I've played, I would say, it's the best. Now, for me, I think they have everything to make a footballer be as he wants to be in the future. So
in terms of training facilities.
Exactly. Everything is, they have everything in their training center. So I think it's one of the best for me. And it's not only me who is saying this, even the Germans are saying, Hoffenheim is one of the best team because they have good youth team and everything. So I think it's a very good privilege for me to be in this club.
Now, at this point, you are obviously riding high on your qualification to the Champions League. You've moved club. Your salary has probably gone up. Your signing fee is probably sweet. And then the injury comes. How did it feel? And how did it mess with your progress? Because at that point, you were playing regularly.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think this injury was, it affected me in some ways, but it was also good for me in some ways. Because why? Because I played my first game against Bayern, and then the second game I get injured. So, I had time to prepare with the team in the preseason. But I did not have enough time to prepare because young boys was also sometimes was a little bit difficult for the transfer and everything. But finally, it went on. But so I joined the team in the last minute of the preseason. So I had time to prepare, but not enough. So with this injury, I had time to look back, like to what the team played and everything, and then because they were playing different system from the way I was playing with young boys. Which is they play 3-back, and in Young Boys we play the flat 4. So it was a little bit different for me, and I think with this injury, it was bad for me, but it was good for me because I watched the team play the 3-back. So exactly. So I learned a lot when I was injured. So I think I'll say it was bad for me, and
it was good as well.
Because we're having a qualification game to play for Ghana, and then this injury came. So I think it was not good for the nation also and everything. But I think, I would say, in totally, we thank God that everything was successful and I'm back.
Now, you talk about leadership these days, and Julian Nagelsmann is barely older than me. I'm wondering, how is it that a young man like that can command such respect from a playing body? Now, you obviously share a dressing room with Julian Nagelsmann. What is the standout bits about this man? The standout bits about this guy that has everybody captivated? Because the way I look at things, he's one of the next big things to explode on the coaching stage. What is it like playing under him, and why has he made such progress in the managerial world so early? I would say he was one of the people that inspired me to go to Hoffenheim. Because I was in Switzerland, but I watched Bundesliga a lot because I love this their style of exactly. So he was always the coach who was having more actions on the bench. Always he's shouting or something like this. So very charismatic guy.
Yeah. So I was always happy for him. You know, and unfortunately I went to his team, and I would say he's one of the best coaches I've ever been with.
Is he a good communicator? Is he a tactical genius, or he's just a good man manager? What is it about him?
He's tactically fantastic, I would say. Fantastic. Because he always study the game and study the opponent. And before the game, you don't know where he will come from. He will tell you exactly what to do on the field. And if you don't do that, it will happen. Really.
So when that happens, you obviously trust the manager more.
You have to know that what he was telling you was right on the field and everything.
Is he the kind of guy who will call you out for a mistake directly, or maybe he will let it slide and maybe probably punish you later? How does he deal with conflict?
He always say that when a player made a mistake in a game, you don't bring him out. You just let him play.
Yeah.
And tell him what he did wrong.
Yeah.
And after, maybe if you have something to do with him, you call him personally and then talk to him, you know. But he's a manager who always protect players. So I said this kind of managers is the managers you play for, you know, because he don't want your secret or your performance comes down, because he always protects you even when you are not in form, you know. So I always say that this kind of managers are the managers all players need to play for.
I mean, finally on him, has he ever lost his temper before? Have you ever seen him lose his temper?
Exactly, yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I think the first game against Bayern Munich, he made a change. Yeah. I think he changed me in the 67th minute or something like this, and then he brought a player inside, and I think he made a mistake, and then they score. I think something like this, and then he was totally mad because that was my first game for the club, you know. So I was like, wow, the way he was reacting on the bench and everything. I said, then this guy is very
temperamental.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at this point, you've played in Switzerland a bit. Now you are in Germany. Have you, at this point, adapted the language? And does Nagelsmann address you in German, or he speaks English to you?
No, he speaks German.
German.
Yeah.
So at this point, you could speak German.
Not 100%,
but you could.
I can.
The basics to get you around.
Yeah, I can express myself and everything, but I cannot say I'm 100% perfect by speaking German.
Did the club try to get you a tutor for language and stuff like that?
Yeah, when I was in Switzerland, because they also speak German.
Yeah.
Some parts speak French. So I was learning German in Switzerland, and I was having a teacher also. So I think from there I went to Germany, and I could speak.
Talk to us about your experience in the Champions League. Hoffenheim played against Manchester City in a game in which you featured. What's that experience like, playing against the best in the world? Because we know that the Champions League is the competition that all players want to feature in.
Exactly. Yeah. I would say it's one of the best leagues everybody wants to play. And as you said,
were you a little nervous ahead of the Man City game?
No, I would say no, because always I say we are all human beings, and even though you have name more than me, but we can all play football, and maybe you had the opportunity to play for City. Does not mean that you are. But I always give respect to my opponent, and then I played what I know. And then what I have in me, I have to show it. That's all I do.
Let's move the conversation away from your club side and talk about the national team. You've not played a lot of games, but you've scored almost as many goals as the games you've played. What has been the underpinning behind that confidence to go ahead and do so well for the national team, when we know that in the past, players that have come in, especially at centre-back, have not necessarily featured well?
I always say that. I always give thanks to God, you know. Because it's all about hard work, and I think always you have to have the confidence, and you have to know what you have in you, you know.
Not to catch you though, but how was it like, the feeling when you first got your call inviting you to the Black Stars, or your first Black Stars invitation?
No,
how was that like?
It was because
who called you, Coach Nketsia?
Exactly, directly.
Wow.
Yeah, he told me, I want to make you, I want to call you to the national team, and we had a game, which was against Uganda. Yeah. In Uganda, so I will call you in my squad, so you can come and show me or show Ghanaians if you can play for the Ghana national team. So I was called in that game, and then I was not able to.
You didn't play that game.
Exactly, I was in the bench. So we went to Saudi Arabia, and then I was featured in that game.
What was that like? Black Stars debut, wearing your national shirts for the first time.
Amazing. Yeah, I was really happy, you know, because it's every player's dream to play for the nation, you know. So my first time was I had this opportunity to play for the nation, so I have to give all my best so that I can be called in the coming years. So that was what I wanted to give to Ghanaians. So I showed what I have in me in that game.
I mean, you featured in the first game, and then you missed out in the next game, I believe. I'm sure that was a gut punch for you. How did you feel?
I always say that all of us cannot be on the field. So
True.
when the coach select 11, we have to accept what he did, and then support the ones who are playing. And then when your time comes, then you also show what you have. So I think, I was a little bit disappointed because I was playing in the first game and then the other game I was in the bench. But you don't have nothing to do than to support the team. When we win, we all win together.
From where I sit, I believe that the defense in Ghana's team literally lacks a leader. You look like one who could possibly step into a leadership position because your performances have been good over a spell of time. Do you view yourself in that light as a leader, or you are one who perhaps shies away from having to command a group of men? What is it like for you with regards to leadership in terms of the Black Stars defense?
I always say everybody is a leader in the game because we have to be ourselves leader and we have to be our friends leader on the field also. Because we have to coach each other so that we can have unity on the field and then we win for the nation. Because if we win for us and then the nation also because they need it more than us. So I always say that we don't have a leader, but we have leaders on the field because we have to all help each other. Even if the coach told us something and then we have to help him to get what he wants, we have to help them because we are all leaders on the field. So I think, I always say that we have one leader on the field, but we are all leaders for ourselves and then the other friends.
Now, a lot of new players are coming into the Black Stars like yourself, and we all know that the AFCON is around the corner. We know that we've not won the AFCON in a long while, something that you know about in terms of breaking records. We all know that the nation is not necessarily behind the Black Stars the way they used to be back in the day. What kind of conversations do you have among yourself as peers with regards to your ambitions for Ghana and with regards to perhaps attempting to win the next AFCON?
I always say that we, the players ourselves, we know that the nation is in need of trophy. So we always talk to ourselves and then we always want to win for the nation, and for ourselves also. Because when we win for ourselves and then we win for the nation. Because all of us want good profile after our careers. So I always say that, we want to win, but we need the support of the nation also so that we can win it. Because if we are going without them, we cannot win. So we need them to also back to help us with prayers and everything so that we can achieve what we want to do in 2019.
You think that the current crop of Black Stars has the right mix of talent and coaching to be able to get you there?
Exactly. Yeah. I always say that this team he's building have quality in the team. We have talent, a lot of talented players in the team also. And I would say if we have the support from the nation, we can win the trophy by this year.
Now I'm curious that with regards to the Black Stars, do you and your teammates keep in touch? Do you have like a common platform where you relate and stuff like that? How do you people bond when you are not together on national camp?
Yeah, we have I would say we have a chat, a group chat where we all talk together and everything. So it's sometimes funny, Even when we are not in camp, we get to hear from each other. So we have a chat, we talk, we share videos, we something like this, So even when we are not in camp, we are in camp by chatting each other.
Is there a time where you're all in a WhatsApp group and national teams come up and somebody doesn't get caught up and you say like, Charlie, your mom call up now, and then of course, does that ever happen?
Sometimes we tease each other, because footballer we love to tease.
Who's the funniest person in the Black Stars camp?
I would say Kassim Nuhu.
Interesting stuff. Who's the musician there? I know he likes to do music as well, but is there like somebody who's like the music guy?
You cannot go past him as well because he's always doing he always making the music and everything, So he's a good guy,
Now, I want to talk about Kwesi Appiah because he's always an issue of contention. There are those who believe that he's not hard enough, he's not firm enough, his tactics sometimes are not even the best. You have experienced the man firsthand. What is it like to work with Kwesi Appiah?
Amazing. Yeah, he's a fantastic person I've been with, I would say, because he's calm but hard sometimes, because yeah, he has to be calm because he needs to get closer to the players, you know.
Yeah.
And I always say the coach who is able to win the heart of the player is the coach who the players play for.
I definitely believe that.
Exactly. So he's calm. People see him as this, but when we are training or something like this, sometimes when he loses his temper, he's also hard, you know. Yeah. Because it's like this. He's calm because he wants to win the heart of the players and everything. And I think he's doing his best for the nation and everything. So I think for me, I support him every time. And sometimes we lose because in game we cannot win all the games and everything. But when we lose, I think sometimes it's not his fault. Sometimes it has come, but we don't have nothing to do. So I'll say he's a good leader for the nation.
Talk to me a little bit about football in Ghana now. It's at a standstill. You have friends, you have brothers, cousins, whatever, who play in the local league. I'm sure you want the football to come back. What do you want to be done so that the football can come back? Or what one thing do you want to be fixed when the football comes back?
I always say Ghanaians have talented players, you know. And when now the league is not going, and we're not having the opportunity to watch our local players also. Sometimes some of them deserve to play for the nation, or some of them will have the opportunity to go to Europe to play for some clubs, you know. But right now they don't have leagues to play, and they are home rotting and all those stuff. So I think it's getting effect on the players, and I think the nation also. So I think we had to bring it back so that we can have the opportunity to help these youngsters and for them to get their pick to go to play for.
I'll ask you a couple of individual questions to round off the interview. Now, as an individual, as a centre-back, what do you think is your strongest attribute?
I would say I'm very calm on the ball.
Composure?
Yeah.
Who are your top 5 defenders?
I'll choose Koulibaly.
Okay.
I'll choose Ramos.
Okay.
I'll choose Thiago Silva.
Okay.
I'll choose Jerome Boateng.
Jerome Boateng?
Yeah. And then I'll have Varane also.
Varane?
Yeah.
Now, finally, before we go, I know that Sami Kufuor is a guy who you've looked up to a lot in your career. What has his mentorship, or what has you looking up to him done for your career?
Yeah, I would say he's always a leader on the field, you know. He's always really hard. And I always want to be like him because, he's one of the Ghanaian players who was successful in Bundesliga, you know. So I'm always having him as a target so that I'll get.
Have you spoken to him?
Never.
Wow. Wow.
I met him once, but we was not able to communicate.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I mean, upcoming season, big things happening. There's a second half to go. Yeah. Your team is not doing too badly. What are some of the things you want to achieve before the season comes to a close?
I think we played Champions League this season, and we would like to be nominated as Champions League club also next season, because the club was able to be third last season. Yeah. So at least if we are not third, we can get the 4th position so that we can be part of the Champions League next season.
Wow, Kassim, it's been amazing talking to you on your journey. You shared so many really cool details with us. Hopefully, we can have you back again sometime.
Thank you.
Well, Kassim Nuhu plays his football for TSG Hoffeinheim and the Black Stars of Ghana. We wish him well in our endeavors. The tracker, of course, is right here on City TV. Keep watching.